Have you ever flipped through a Japanese drama or scrolled social media and thought, wow, they all kind of look alike? It's a common stereotype that sparked debates, memes, and even awkward conversations. But is there truth to it, or is it just our brains playing tricks? What if I told you it's a mix of ancient genetics, cultural vibes, and straight up perception bias? Today, we're unpacking why Japanese people might seem similar in appearance, from prehistoric roots to modern trends, and whether that's fact or fiction. Stick around. This deep dive might change how you see the world. Let's journey back to Japan's origins, where the story of appearance begins with isolation and migration. Around 16,000 years ago, during the Jōmon period, Japan's first inhabitants were hunter-gatherers with diverse features. Some reconstructions show robust builds, wavy hair, and even vaguely European-like traits from ancient North Eurasian ancestry, like deeper-set eyes and higher noses. These Jōmon folks lived in small, scattered groups across the islands, adapting to forests and coasts. Fast forward to the Yayoi period around 300 BC, when waves of migrants from the Korean peninsula and continental East Asia brought rice farming, metal tools, and new genetics. These wet rice farmers had more refined features, slimmer faces, straight black hair, and epicanthic folds, traits that became dominant as they outnumbered and intermingled with Jōmon people. By the 8th century AD, during the Nara and Heian eras, Japan's population stabilized under imperial rule, but geographic isolation from the Asian mainland. Thanks to seas and deliberate policies like the Sakoku Edict in the 1600s, limited gene flow for over 200 years. This created a relatively homogeneous gene pool compared to more mixed regions like Europe. Fun detail: the Ainu, indigenous to Hokkaido, retain more Jōmon traits like lighter skin and body hair, highlighting early diversity before assimilation pressures. Humans have long noticed and debated these similarities, often through art, science, and stereotypes. In the Edo period, 1603 to 1868, ukiyo-e woodblock prints by artists like Hokusai depicted idealized Japanese faces, pale skin, almond eyes, small noses, to represent beauty standards, reinforcing a uniform aesthetic in popular culture. Westerners first encountered this during the Meiji Restoration in the late 1800s. Explorers like Commodore Perry described Japanese as monotonous in looks, fueling Orientalist views. But here's the twist. Early anthropologists like Edward Morse in the 1870s excavated Jōmon sites and noted variations, challenging homogeneity myths. In the 20th century, post-World War II studies by American geneticists during occupation analyzed blood types and found high frequencies of certain markers, like blood A at 40%, but also regional differences. Okinawans, for instance, show more Southeast Asian influences from ancient Ryukyu kingdom ties. Famous examples? The 1960s Japanese miracle era saw media export like anime, where characters' big eyes and similar faces, inspired by Disney but stylized, amplified the all-look-alike trope globally. Movements like the Ainu Rights Campaign in the 1990s pushed back, highlighting discrimination against their distinct features. Even in pop culture, K-pop versus J-pop debates often stem from perceived facial similarities between Japanese and Koreans, traced to shared Yayoi ancestry. So what does modern science say? It's a cocktail of genetics, psychology, and sociology. Genetically, Japanese are among the most homogeneous populations globally. Studies analyzing thousands of genomes found strong traces back to Jōmon Yayoi mixes, with low diversity due to bottlenecks like the Yayoi influx overwhelming Jōmon. Only 10 to 20% Jōmon DNA in mainland Japanese today. Compared to Europeans, Japanese have fewer variations in traits like eye shape, mostly monolid or double fold, and hair, 98% straight black. But they're not clones. Okinawans have up to 30% unique Austronesian ancestry, and Ainu carry ancient Siberian genes, making them hairier and lighter skinned. Psychologically, the cross-race effect, or other race effect, is huge. Studies show people recognize faces from their own race 20 to 30% better due to familiarity. For non-Asians, subtle Japanese differences, like jawline variations, blur. Add neuroscience. fMRI scans reveal the fusiform face area activates less for unfamiliar ethnicities, making them seem alike. Sociologically, conformity plays in Japan's wa, harmony. Culture encourages uniform looks, like black hair dye mandates in schools, until recent reforms. Weird fact, AI analyses of thousands of faces found Japanese facial variance is actually higher than Koreans in some metrics like nose bridge height, but lower than multi-ethnic groups like Brazilians. In today's globalized world, this perception persists but evolves with tech and migration. Social media amplifies it. TikTok trends like Japanese lookalike challenges rack up billions of views, but also debunk it with diverse influencers like half Japanese models. Globalization mixes things, with millions of foreigners in Japan, up significantly since 2010. Hafu, mixed race, people like Naomi Osaka challenge uniformity, blending African American and Japanese features. Identity-wise, it ties to emotion. Many Japanese feel pressure from Yamato Damashi, pure Japanese spirit, leading to bullying of those who look different, like Ainu descendants. But positively, K-beauty and J-fashion trends, e.g. Jiaru makeup exaggerating eyes, create stylized similarity worldwide. Technology helps. Apps like FaceApp use AI to Japanify faces, highlighting traits like smooth skin from high collagen genes, while VR cultural exchanges let users see through Japanese eyes. In a connected society, this stereotype fuels microaggressions. Think Hollywood casting any Asian for Japanese roles, but also sparks empathy, like viral posts on X about face blindness in diverse teams. Peering into the future, what could shift Japanese appearances? The most logical scenario, with declining birth rates around 1.3 to 1.4 per woman and rising immigration to fill labor gaps, by 2050, a growing percentage of Japan could be mixed ethnicity, diluting homogeneity. Think more curly hair and varied skin tones from Southeast Asian workers. The crazy extreme? A genetic engineering backlash. CRISPR purity clinics emerge amid nationalism enforcing classic Japanese traits, sparking ethical wars and a dystopian divide between pure and altered. The tech-based one. By 2040, AI augmented reality contacts let people skin their appearance digitally, making everyone look Japanese in metaverses. Or neural implants enhance face recognition, erasing the cross-race effect for global harmony. Space colonization? Japanese on Mars might evolve lighter builds from low gravity, blending with international crews for truly hybrid looks. But let's flip this. Maybe the real question isn't why Japanese seem alike, but why we obsess over differences at all. Philosophically, it echoes Heraclitus' unity of opposites. Homogeneity fosters strong group identity, but at the cost of individuality. In a world of 8 billion, perceiving sameness might be evolution's shortcut for tribal safety, but it blinds us to nuance. What if true diversity lies not in looks, but in the stories behind them? There you have it. The Japanese look-alike myth is part genetics, part bias, and all fascinating. As anthropologist Ruth Benedict said, the Japanese are, to the highest degree, both aggressive and unaggressive, both militaristic and aesthetic. What's your take on cultural stereotypes? Ever mixed up faces from another group? Share in the comments. I love these discussions. If this opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe for more cultural deep dives, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.